Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make a little video update because I haven't been able to record any in-depth content for the last week or two for various reasons. I've been extremely busy at my day job. I've started work recording my third album, which I'm having a lot of fun doing, and that's taken up a lot of my free time. And also because I have a couple things in the works that aren't quite to fruition yet. The one I'm most excited about, if you saw my video where I talked about this guitar and compared it to the dual humbucker version, you may recall I said that I was interested in getting a TV Jones pickup to go in the bridge, since I already had the dual humbucker version with these wonderful Broadtron humbuckers. So I have ordered from TV Jones the humbucker mount TV Jones TV Classic Plus, which is the classic Filtertron with a little more output, which I really wanted the regular one, but this P90 can be overpowering. For example, this is just the bridge, just the P90. Not sure how well it comes through because this is on my phone mic, but it's significantly more powerful, and you might have noticed that if you've seen the Andertons video. But I'm excited to get it in. It's not here yet. I ordered it again about a week ago. They said it could be up to 21 days, but I'm really excited to get it and try it out. I've already used this guitar some recording with the P90 on the album, and I really enjoyed that. And also I just want to talk about some of the things that I have been enjoying watching on YouTube, and some of the channels that I've found particularly enjoyable recently. One I've really come to love a lot is the Casino Guitars channel, which I'd watched sporadically before, but now has become one of my very favorite ones. I'm hoping the next time I buy a guitar, because I looked it up and their store's probably a little more than 4 hours from where I live. But next time I'm really in the market, I'm thinking I might head down there and check it out, because those guys have some great content. They're not one of the huge channels, but I think they're growing all the time, and I'd highly recommend them. As always, I've been enjoying watching Phillip Mcknight's videos. He has a lot of good insights. He did one of so many channels that did a Silver Sky SE review, and he always has a lot of good content on his Friday show, which is usually a live hour long, which is literally at about the worst hour of the entire week, during working hours, for me to actually try to watch it live. But I highly recommend that. Another one I've really enjoyed getting into recently is 60 Cycle Hum. Sort of like the Casino channel, that's one that I've watched in the past and enjoyed, but it's not one that's been in the highest rotation for me, like Phil Mcknight and Andertons and channels like that. I'm thinking of maybe doing some more modifications to this guitar. There's a Telecaster I'm still trying to put together from parts that I'm hoping to do a video about, and then a Stratocaster, which, if it wasn't on the other side of my place, I'd just get it really quick, which I got to sort of make my version as close as possible of a 60 Strat. It's a 2000, I look at the serial number, I think like a 2002 Squire Affinity, but in those days it had a real rosewood fretboard, alder body. But when I received it used through a musician's friend, would have been around Christmas before last, the posts for the bridge and the trim system, and again this is on a Strat, weren't in quite the right place, and nothing lines up, including the stock one. It was just sort of rigged in a way to where it was locked in and wouldn't move. And I mean, I could play it, but as soon as I took it apart to put strings on it and to check it out, I couldn't get it back together, and didn't want to, because it was so again, just sort of pieced together. The rest of the guitar is great. I already have them wired. Fender American 5762 pickups, Fender locking tuners. I have a 60s Ventera modified Mexican bridge and block, which is just really nice. I'm really excited to put it in there. But the everything I've tried to try to get them out get the sleeves for the posts out without damaging the guitar has failed. So I found a tool on StewMac that as soon as I have the time and the energy, I'm going to use to hopefully get them out of there. It doesn't work for that. It was expensive, but I can at least use it to pull off knobs and things of that nature. So I'd like to do a video about that in the future. And there's some guitars, as always, I have my eye on coming out. The Paul Reed Smith S2 Vela is one I've always loved, and it's coming out in a beautiful color of blue here in a few months. And I'm actually thinking if Casino gets one in, I might run down and check it out. Also, the PRS Fiore is also coming out in a beautiful blue color, but it might be above the amount I'd be willing to spend right now. But still, of course, the unfortunate thing, anyone with any knowledge of the guitar market at the moment knows that prices are skyrocketing. And I mean, when I started playing, around the year 2000, you could buy a Mexican standard Telecaster or Stratocaster for, I think they were $350. I think the Telecaster at that time might have been $325 for every finish but Sunburst, and $350 for Sunburst. Now, and they have more features, and they're generally nicer guitars, I believe, but then, of course, inflation and so on and so forth. But now it's something like $850 for the Player series, which again are probably nicer guitars, but the notion of paying almost $1,000 for the entry-level true Fender is troubling to me. But I understand the market, and that's part of the nature of there being such a boom. Now, one line of guitars, which I'm fortunate enough to own one of, that has not really gone up much, are the Squire Classic Vibes. I have the Classic Vibe Esquire, which was one of the very first videos I made for the channel back last June, I believe it was. Still love that guitar. I can't believe, as nice as it is, that it was only, I believe that one was $480, and that was a Chicago Music Exchange exclusive. And again, I just love that guitar. Is it as good as an American Telecaster or Esquire? No. Is an American Esquire or Telecaster $1,000 better? Absolutely not. Again, and then it used to always be that people would say, well, just change the pickups in them or whatever, but the pickup sounds great. Again, I'm not saying it's as good as a higher end Seymour Duncan or Lindy Fralin or whatever. And I love pickups like that, but every time I thought about replacing, I just play it again and thought, man, this is not anything I need to replace. And it comes with the great vintage tuning keys, and I mean, there's really nothing. I have not done one thing to upgrade it, and I continue to love it and play it all the time. So if you're in the market for a Fender style guitar and are like me, a little bit squeamish about the prices, because again, if you saw my recent video about the American Standard Strat I bought 10 years ago, I paid $1,000 even for it pretty much. And now the comparable American Professional 2, which again has a few more features, is, I mean, I haven't looked at those specifically, but I think they're like $1,600 now or close to it. Which again, they're great guitars, but whew, it is enough to cure one's gear acquisition syndrome. So I hope this has been enjoyable. Again, I don't really have I still need to do, that reminds me, a video about the Behringer octave pedal, and some of you made some great suggestions about other Behringer pedals to try out, and I'm really eager to do that. I just haven't quite found the extra money in the budget post-Christmas after I got the TV Jones pickup and a couple other things that I just, a couple deals that were too good to pass up, like this guitar. I haven't picked them up yet, but I definitely intend to do that. Like, for example, one of my local guitar stores, for no apparent reason, had a Shawbucker on sale for $65 brand new. And those were $100 pickups. And I wasn't even really looking for a Shawbucker. But I couldn't pass that up. Also, speaking of things I have in mind for the future, I forget if I mentioned this on the channel or not, but a couple months ago, I received 3 guitars that belonged to a friend of mine from high school who unfortunately passed away about 20 years ago. And his parents said that the 3 guitars were just sitting in the closet, and they wanted someone to have them who they know would use them. And I've definitely been trying to do that. It was a Rogue PRS style guitar, a very nice Epiphone SG, and an Ibanez RG, which with a Floyd, and I love a good Floyd when they're set up, but this one needs set up, and I just honestly haven't had the will to do it yet. Not being a big shredder, which I freely acknowledge, I'd love to be, I'm just not. I just wasn't blessed with the shred skills. But I hope to do a video about those guitars more in depth, especially the SG. It did not have the neck pickup, and I have a Dimarzio PAF 36th anniversary, and I would like to get a Dimarzio Fortitude for the bridge, because I think that's a great set, and I love the way those sound, and the Fortitudes Phil Mcknight speaks very highly of. So I'd like to do a video about that when I get them together. But again, I do nothing and have never been offered, I won't make any pretense about that, to do anything product provided, so I have to pay for all of this out of my own pocket. So as much as I'd love to do all these projects at one time, I'm especially excited to do this one in the SG. Again, spending my spare money out of pocket, I have to pace myself a bit. But I'm hoping the next month or two to get the Fortitude and get because I want to do all the SG work at one time. Because that's how I generally do these projects. Though I enjoy doing it, once I get started, I have to make myself do it. And once I've done it, I need a break for a little while, because though I've put together parts casters and swapped out pickups, it's still I'm by no means a professional. That is a hobby for me, and I enjoy doing it in the moment. But again, like getting that, if you've seen my video about my blue American parts casters, getting those V-mod pickups with the push and all that wired that was a task for someone who will freely admit to not be the best at soldering. But I got it done and it works great. But I need to summon the will to do it again. So again, I know I hadn't posted much other than a few shorts in the last couple weeks, ever since I got that great Dove, which I love. I'm probably going to do some more with that in the future on the channel, and definitely record with it. I've already done that some. So I just want to give anyone who was interested an update. And again, check out the Casino channel. Check out 60 Cycle Hum and Phillip Mcknight if you haven't. Great informative channels. And then another one, I've not seen him post for a little while, so and he's not a huge channel, but a gentleman by the name of Jake Smith, who has some wonderful guitars and is just an amazing player. He doesn't really do reviews. He'll just demo some of the beautiful guitars he has. It's the first channel I saw that had a Player Plus HSS Strat, actually, and just loved it. And he's not the most frequent poster, but that's just a great channel. He seems to be a really nice guy and just a wonderful player. I love listening to him play. If you just want to listen to someone play and demonstrate some great guitars, he has some great Tellys, seen a Gretsch, maybe the best sounding SG I've ever heard. Check him out as well. I'm going to put links to all these channels in the description. And again, go enjoy those. Jake's a much better player than me. And again, I think you'll just really enjoy listening to him if you enjoy my videos at all. So Again, if you have any suggestions, comments, feel free to post them below. I hope everyone's staying safe and doing well, and keep on rocking.